Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Sports Scene. I'm out here at the Tarama Aquatic Center. As you can see, it's open to the general public and yeah, the pools look really great, and if you want to, you should definitely come out here and check out the place. A huge thanks to the PNG Sports Foundation for letting us come out here and help us out with this episode of Sports Scene. Now, we have a jam-packed show for you, just for you right now on tonight's show. We'll start off with an update on probably one of the biggest sporting events that will come out for Papua New Guinea this year, and that is the PNG Games. Now, this year's PNG Games will be held in the lovely West New Britain province, Kimbe. A lot to look forward to. If you were at the last one in Leh, I'm sure you will probably enjoy this one as well. Right now, they're into the construction phase, and we have a bit of an update on the construction of the venues for the 2016 PNG Games.
8 months out from the nation's biggest local sporting event, and the host organising committee of the 7th PNG Games in Kimbe have very little to show. Last month, construction company Navani had begun groundwork on venues, including the 4 satellite venues. But with the ongoing rain and weather conditions in Kimbe, the construction phase has been put on hold, something Deputy Chairman of the HOC, Dacca Magai, says is their biggest concern.
Struggling to build these infrastructures here, we are challenged with the weather. The weather pattern here is not really permitting. The wet season is around, but we are very glad that the contractor is really working tirelessly. Despite the weather, they are progressing. Here, I think all the ground preparation for the satellite venues are all done, and we are looking forward to have the funds available, and we will roll out all the grandstands in the 4 main satellite venues. Hoskins has commenced. The contractor, RMI, they have done fencing, they've set the foundation, and shortly they will be putting up the main grandstand for the Hoskins Stadium. Kapore is the next to go, then we will move up to Kulungi and the Kimbe rugby field.
Mr. Magai, however, has commended Navani for their commitment to delivering this project prior to the Games.
Our contractor Nivani is really working against time here, but they have set the foundation work of the main stadium, and they're commencing work now. So hopefully in the next few months, we will see that the main structure will be taking shape.
They're putting up the concrete floor beams. They're going to support the main weight of the building. And after we pour concrete on these beams, we're going to backfill in between the beams, and then put the floor slab on top. And then these beams are going to support the overall structure of carry the foundation of the, support the loads of the main grandstand. We're going to put all the floors and all the VIP boxes, everything, all the seats will be supported by this main beam here. All the loads going down to the ground, and eventually down to the rest of the foundation. Facing on the other side is the racing track. So that stages needs to be finalized. We have guys from IAAF standards. They're providing all the construction drawings. That will be facing the grandstand. We have another soccer field in between. And where the big machineries are working, this is they are the 2 soccer fields. They're almost done prepping up the area, sort of just leveling the area before we bring in some fertilizer and grass. 200 days before the construction date, which is on the 31st of September, we're expecting to finish on that time. So, hopefully everything is going okay. We just have the weather giving us delays and reworks and stuff, but we managed to get things done. It's the progress so far. Promising to finish on time.
It would cost the HOC 37 million kina for the construction of all venues, with an estimate of 40 million kina for the entire Games, 5 million kina from the national government. Magai says while finance and funding is another challenge, the provincial government is committed to delivering these Games.
As we have said, For main centers like Port Moresby and Ley, they have existing facilities already, so it is a matter of doing few touch-ups and improvement to make sure that the sporting facilities are in order for the games. Here, we are trying to build new ones. And this is the real challenge on us, that we have to really secure funds to make sure that all the infrastructures are built to required standards. So our estimate budget is approximately 40 million kina to get all these infrastructures up before the games. It's about 37 million kina. The provincial government is very serious, and we have already made a commitment of 10 million kina up front in the supplementary budget last year. This year we have another 12 million coming up in this year's budget.
The PNG Games is without a doubt one of the biggest sporting events in the nation, providing a platform for all 22 provinces to unite, creating an avenue to showcase and develop the raw and untapped talent throughout PNG. The hosting of an event of this kind also creates opportunities for local businessmen and women. An opportunity, as they say, comes once in a lifetime.
The game will bring a lot of development to this province, and at the same time, it will bring a lot of economic benefits to everyone. The corporate houses, business houses around here, it will be a very good time for them to make business, and also our local population here. That is why we need total cooperation in the local community here in Kimbe, Western Britain, so that it will be an event of a lifetime that will be here, and that will also set the foundation and basis of future major events like this, to be determined whether we have the facility that will can host major events here in the province or not. But all in all, everyone are looking forward to the games. They're excited, and they're really curious about how soon we will get all the infrastructures in order and to ensure that the game will be played on time.
But for Kimbe, the opportunity does not just cease at the end of the 7th PNG Games. Plans to use the facilities as an ideal venue for national sporting events are future prospects for the province.
I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely excited about the PNG Games this year, and I'm sure we might identify maybe the next best swimmer or next best athlete. Stay with us, because on the other side of the break, we catch up with the PNG Sevens team. Now welcome back to the show. If you've just joined us, we're out here at the Tarama Aquatic Center and the rain's absolutely pouring. And behind us we have some people enjoying the rain out here in the pool. So if you'd like to come down here, make sure you do come out here and check it out. Now, the Rugby Sevens team are gonna make the second appearance at the Hong Kong Sevens in 10 years. Now, last year when the team went down, they did extremely well, and I'm sure this time around they'll go even further. But the team has a loss. They'll be losing two of their players this time around, Butler Morris as well as Billy Toria. But enough from me, and here's more about the National Sevens team.
Their journey to qualifying for the HSBC Hong Kong Sevens was a long road. The team shuffled between coaching staff before a permanent coach had been secured in Fijian Ferretti Verabula. October 2014, the boys made tracks to the north of Brisbane's coast, Noosa on the Sunshine Coast. PNG was up against strong competition in Samoa, Tonga and New Zealand in the 2014 Oceania Sevens Championships. But playing for pride and integrity, this group of men wanted to be the first in 10 years to take the red, black and gold back to Hong Kong. Being the first group of men to qualify for the Hong Kong Sevens for the first time in over a decade was a massive achievement for PNG Rugby. Before their gig, the Pukpuks featured in several tournaments from the Wellington Sevens to several others. The achievement of qualifying for the Hong Kong Sevens in the World 7 Series circuit came with the daunting task of once again exceeding expectations.
The Russian defence is well organised.
And although they were short of qualifying for the full leg, PNG topped their pool, thrashing Tunisia 19-0, 21-19 against South Korea, 26-17 against Russia, and 38-10 over Uruguay.
Ball spilt, snapped up by Papua New Guinea's Hubert Saraha, and in at the corner for his second try, Wesley Valley.
Despite bowing out to the Russians 26-7 in the Cup semi-finals, the PNG Pukpuks have another opportunity to qualify for the full series next month.
The bottle once again, Wesley Valley with a hat-trick.
Under the stewardship of coach Douglas Geis, the Pukpuks will once again place emphasis on strength and conditioning, as this was seen as a massive contributing factor to the success in 2014.
Yes, so far I've maintained the core squad from last year that finished off the season, so they've been in Mosby for a couple of weeks now, so we're looking to finalize the 20-man squad. Yes, they've had a break over they've had the Christmas break, and I sent out a few training programs over to the boys outside Mosby in January, and I've been running the Mosby boys since mid-January, having a target squad of about 31 players, and yeah, so they've had a program to work with, so they've been relatively in good fitness when they arrived a couple of weeks ago. But like I've been telling the boys ever since I've been the coach, I'm always out looking for new talent as well, so nobody's place is ever safe in the team, so yeah.
Are there any other key players that you will be missing for the Hong Kong Sevens?
At the moment, not too many. I think Billy Torres moved over to the rugby league as well, to the Gurias, so we wish him all the best, but I've got a good crop of young boys coming through that which I've been working with over the past few months, so hopefully they can make the step up.
Although there have been changes made to the coaching staff and core squad, this year's team has some exciting prospects. Manu Geis will feature once again in the Pukpuks jersey since his 12-month suspension and will be sure to control the backline and halves, while Hensley Peter and Wesley Valley will be destructive on the wing. And while the Morris and Valley combination on the wing proved far too strong for nations like Tunisia, South Korea, Uruguay and Russia, there are no doubts this year's team will perform in Hong Kong.
And welcome back to the show. Now we're in the inside of the Tarama Aquatic Center. This is such a classy facility, just marble floor and everything. It's just absolutely awesome. Now, if you're a fan of rugby union, you might really enjoy this segment. We talk a bit about, we give you the highlights of the Super Rugby. Now, it's round 3 of the competition. Now, check out the highlights of Super Rugby, round 3.
The night. And their flags are up and they rumble. They continue to rumble and they're over. It had to happen eventually, and it is Stephen Moore. Running onto it is Fadi. Looks up and offloads, and it is a beautiful try. Great support play from Matt Tamua. Jono Lance inside Morahan. Luke Morahan. Last week he scored a try after the kick through from Jono Lance, his flatmate. Tamani to too strong. Try last week and he's got one this week. Grant puts it on the toe, stabbing it through. Howlett Petty giving it to Morahan. One to beat, back on the inside. Bentwahi. Try to the Western Force, the Sea of Blue. And the Brumbies are going to play to the whistle. Leave the half. It pops out the back. And Pocock will have the final say, or will he? Did he get it down? And it's a try to the Brumbies.
And it's there now for Aaron Smith, but look how quickly they reassemble the defensive line. Awkward bounce though, and in goes McFadden. Taking it quickly, and here's Aaron Smith, back to Ben Smith. He will go all the way. Who's looking to liven things up in the second half. They swing it wide, intercept by Fettis. He's got gas too. McFadden. Two breakout tries, back to back for the Highlanders. A turnover starting to cost the Lions dearly here. And an opportunity here maybe to attack. Evans in space. Throws the dummy. Ben Smith came in field, stayed in support. Smith, Vicky Toa. Oh, what a beauty from the Highlanders. Highlanders' defence tonight has been very good. Now Janssen van Rensburg gets on the outside and he's over. Oh, good speed. Haven't found a way through this resolute Highlanders' defence. Only the once have they been able to score. Now they're over for a second. Well, it's there. Trying to rip it away is Ioane. On it goes to Moala. Frees the ball up. Ranger! Just need to keep it together. And they're doing that too. Now he tells them they've got to use it. So Victor Vito heads for the line and he's over. Immense power in those legs. Perenara away to Barrett. Oh, it's really starting to warm up this game now. Nice ball away to Milner. Scudder. Chip ahead. Perenara's after it. Gets the bounce. TJ Perenara. Jeffrey Tuamunga Allen, but now the Blues get it rolling forward. Collapses just short of the line. And the Blues will have to dig it out. Ranger right in the middle of that. And over they go. Fafita with a charge. Blues holding the line desperately. Now Thompson, ball knocked away from him. Still play on. Perenara goes in at the corner.
And the kick through from Mia, and the race is on. Flying is Jonah Blessed, who won the race.
Yeah, that's a try.
It's a try to the Rebels. Wow.
He couldn't have scripted a better 33 minutes as we go to the Reds, clearing out of their half.
And he's replacing probably their best performing back in the last couple of seasons as Setu makes a break. Where's the support?
Oh,
Frisbee! What a run! What an angle! Reds try at long last. Nick Frisbee. Real opportunity, Reds. It's a try.
Yeah. That was Andrew Reddy.
This for the lead. And the flags are up. And the Reds are up. Brasini right in front. And the Rebels are in front again. And it's going to be all over. And the Melbourne Rebels in their first home game of 2016.
Awesome stuff there, and I'm actually really starting to enjoy rugby union and starting to follow a bit of the Super Rugby action. Now do not go anywhere. We have an update on the NSL right after these short messages. And welcome back to the show. Over the weekend saw one of the biggest games in the NSL so far. Defending champions Lay City Dwellers took on Hekari United FC, and Elijah Lavette was over at the Bassini Sports Ground, and he has all the updates.
It was a bright shiny day in Port Moresby, with people coming out to support their teams. MTV's outside broadcast team was present as well to broadcast the game live. Because it was such a huge match, I popped over to see our football experts Jeremy Morgi and Marco Vendetti on what their predictions were before the match.
Hi, you guys over in Sports Scene. Yes, Marco Vendetti and I are over here at the Hekari Lay City Dwellers match, and the both of us will be commentating, expecting big things, isn't it right, Marco?
Absolutely, it's going to be a very fantastic game on paper, and sometimes when you have all that kind of expectations, games turn out to be a bit of a disappointment, but I hope it's not the case today. There's a lot of expectation from us, and I hope from the crowd as well, so it's going to be interesting.
Speaking of the home crowd, there is a lot of Morabian supporters here this afternoon, always favoring the defending champions, Lay City Dwellers. Marco,
yeah.
I know we're going to have this on Football First on Wednesday night, but your predictions for today?
Oh, wow. You took me by surprise again. Look, from what I've seen so far, I'm kind of inclined towards Lay City Dwellers, just because I saw the way they played football, and it's quite surprising. Their level, their skills, tactically and technically and physically, they seem to be a really strong team. But I do agree with some of the skepticism about their attack, in the sense that the team really depends on their two main forwards and not so much from the rest of the team in terms of scoring goals. So we'll have to see if Hekari manages to hinder all that firepower, to stop them there up front. So I go for them, but I think it's going to be sort of an equal game, and there's not going to be anybody dominating. I think it's going to be balanced.
Speaking of changes, it's obviously the first time that the country has seen Marco and I without blazers on. We haven't even shaved.
It's too hot.
It is just really, really hot here this afternoon. We're trying to guess fire what the weather is like right now.
I got an umbrella here, so it's going to be more like we're at the pool instead of at the stadium.
Yes, I can't believe that Marco actually gave me the small umbrella and he's taken the bigger one. Well, that's it, and we will see you soon in about 90 minutes time. It's a massive game this afternoon. 9-time defending champions Hekari United taking on the defending champions from last season, Lay City Dwellers. Catch you guys, see you guys soon.
Get on.
Tommy Sammy free on the left hand side. Tommy Sammy might take a shot, steps in again. Tommy Sammy! Golazo! 17 minutes gone by here this afternoon. Wirawama driving forward to this Amatanito in space. Might take it first time, lays it across. Koreko Paiga.
Well, Jeremy, you were asking for another goal. You got it.
Another goal. Here is fine. Warishak. Hekari on the attack again to this Amatanito. Beautiful cross coming in. Koreko Paiga, wonderful turn. Wirawama's there with him. Koreko Paiga. Wirawama triples the lead. Koreko Paiga.
Some schooling of football. Absolutely beautiful.
And Daniel Joe, good win of the header. Tutizama Tanito touches it on for Tommy Sammy. Tommy Sammy might take a shot. So decides to go himself. Couldn't find the space to shoot. Wirawama beating both players, and Tutizama Tanito this time drifting forward. Goes for an early cross coming in. Nelson missed it. Koreko Paiga might be another goal for Hekari. Tommy Sammy's hat-trick.
Jeremy, that's a little hand. 5 goals. Jeremy feels like they're celebrating already the cup. I think
It's like to admit there is a difference in style. And basically one of the questions that I do have for you is what can Lay City do now if they meet Hekari again in the final?
Now the game has just ended between Lay City Dwellers and Hekari. 5-0 in favor of Hekari. Now Marco and Jeremy,
Marco's prediction was wrong
And
today.
you know what? I'm always happy to be wrong because football always proves us to be wrong because it's unpredictable. The ball is rounded. You have 22 players plus a referee and the crowd that they're going to decide on the game. And you never know what's going to happen. I saw City Lake Dwellers plays. I was really impressed with their game against Rapatona. I thought they had a chance against Hekari. I was completely wrong. They were crushed. There was absolutely no game. But that's football again. So, I mean, I'm happy that I was wrong because I truly enjoyed the game.
What about you, Jeremy?
It was an enjoyable match to watch. I'll be honest, I did have a feeling that Hekari would take this one, primarily because it's home ground advantage.
The scoreline?
I'll have to admit, I did think it would have been a bit narrower. I was thinking it was going to be 2-1 or at least 1-0. Not sure who in favor of. I do like Hekari's style of play, but I had thought Leigh City would have opened the score and perhaps
they would have put up with a better game. We're a bit surprised, and I think the question is, what now? What from now? Where do we go from here? You know, after such a dramatic defeat, that's a crashing defeat. How do you go back home and you put your pieces together to give it another shot for the title? Jeremy, I don't see it, but perhaps you know these teams better than me. You think maybe they can come back from the dark hole that they dug themselves into? I'm not sure.
I don't know. The only thing I'm thinking of is pizza.
And a beer, maybe?
Well, definitely pizza as well. I will have to have a lot of pizza after that. Buona Vericina?
I'm not sure what that means, but I know what a pizza and a beer
It's Italian for I don't know.
Anyways, thank you very much. Oh, next week is the grand final.
I think so. They have yet to confirm. There's yet to for us to receive pure confirmation where and when. But regardless of that, I reckon grand final day, the finals, even a semi-final is totally different. I'm pretty sure that if we see Leigh City and Hekari play again, it'll be a much tighter affair than what we saw this afternoon.
And we can, you guys can talk about this more on Football First.
We will have a lot to say about that on Football First.
Absolutely. I agree with Jeremy. I think a final is always a final. You never know. Anything can happen. So I think if these guys really come back home and they say, look, this was a bad day. Maybe nothing worked for us today, but I think we can still go back to our original way of style of playing football, which we all like, and maybe they can give it another chance, because I think for the benefit of the game, for the benefit of the audience, I think it will be interesting to see a more equal final. At the end, those are the two teams that they're going to meet again in the final. So we'll talk about it more on Wednesday, and
hopefully we'll have a lot more aircon than today. It was absolutely burning. I feel sorry for the players.
You're telling me. I'm coming from Europe, so this is unbearable, but this was really, really fun.
But then they're more fit than you guys.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Not too much.
Well, thanks, guys, and you can catch them talking about this game here on Football First every Wednesday nights.
Great win by Hekari United. Definitely shows that they're a force to be reckoned with this season. That's all we have for you on tonight's episode of Sports Scene. If you want to find out more about anything that I've talked about, you can find us on MTV Online and on Facebook, MTV Sports. Also, a big thank you to the PNG Sports Foundation for letting us check out this awesome facility. That's a wrap from me. You have a blessed evening. Good night.